Hey everyone, in continuation of our functional programming series, today we are going to discuss about stream operations, some of the stream operations one by one. So, like this is the flow diagram from our very first video. So here we had some uh, incoming source. It can be array collection or some other input output channel giving us multiple elements. Then we convert that particular object of collection list or IO source to a stream, and after it there are two, like either we can perform some intermediate operation, or we can perform terminal operation, or we can perform both, but terminal operation will be in the end. And so intermediate operations, basically they convert the original stream into some intermediate stream on basis of the operations that we have in that particular layer. Like we can have filter, map, flat map, sorted, skip, pick, limit, etc. And then terminal operations are the operations which we perform in the end, right? So these are the actual operations which will give us some kind of modified data, some kind of modified collection, modified array, or some other form of modification will be achieved only in the terminal operation stage. So just for your information, we have discussed it in first video as well. So intermediate operations are lazy. That means whenever a terminal operation will be encountered in the stream, only at that time the real computation will take place. Okay. And here we have this filter operation, right? So a filter operation, first of all, we know that already from our first video it is used for filtering, but in our second and third videos we have touched base upon functional programming concepts in more detail. We have gone through the functional interfaces, right? We have seen some applications of them in rest received selenium. So now we know what is a predicate. Predicate will take a some kind of object and it will give us a boolean value. So filter basically works with the help of predicate. It will take a predicate, and whatever the things that you will mention in the predicate basically some kind of condition which will return either true or false. So whatever the elements will give you true, only those elements will be taken in that intermediate stream, because filter is an intermediate operation, so it will convert your original stream into some intermediary stream. So what I have done here is, like, for simplicity, I have taken the example of our favorite sport, cricket, and here we will have a player class which is a Pojo. It will have a name, it will have a batting average, and I have defined some Lombok annotations on it. Then this is the class where the stream operations are being conducted. So I have taken some Indian cricket team players here, a name and their batting averages. So this is a list of player, and we are passing each player one by one. Here in the player class we have taken all argument constructor. So with help of constructor we are defining the players here. So here we have 5 player with their batting averages. So filter, so for example we want to sort out, not sort, we want to get all the players, filter all the players that have the average greater than 35. Okay. And so for that we will use filter. So here we are passing a predicate in the filter. If you see, we are passing a player and we are just checking whether this condition holds true or not. So for whatever element, for whatever players, this condition will be true. When this terminal operation will be coming into the picture, the computation will occur, and all of those players will be stored into this new list, right? So here collect, it is a terminal operation, this is an intermediate operation. And after it, what we are doing, we are printing every player one by one. Okay, so this filter, it took a predicate. Now this forEach, where we, like, this is the list that we got, and then we performed a forEach operation on this, again a terminal operation, right? So what this forEach is taking, it is taking a consumer, and you see we didn't need to convert it into a stream first. You can use it with the stream as well and directly as well, right? So with forEach we are printing each element one by one, and as we have already seen some application of consumers in our previous videos, mainly it is used for logging or uh, to perform some operation which will not give you any return type, right? So here we are logging each element one by one. And now the next thing is for each we have already discussed a terminal operation. We'll take a consumer, collect, again a terminal operation, right? It will have collectors. Now let me go to the program again and I'll show you something regarding collect. So if you go to the collectors, right, it is a final class and it has the methods like toList, toSet, toMap, and joining as well. So let me quickly go to the most commonly used method. Like we have toList here, which will convert the stream into the list. Then we have to modifiable list and to set to modifiable set, right? And similarly to map and other kinds of method. And one like yeah for joining, like you can use this joining as well. It will give you the return type will be a string, right? And what you can do is like I have taken the example of this joining as well. So in our to list to set or to map we are converting the stream into a list, but with the help of joining you can have one single element with the condition that you will mention in joining. So joining has three, I think three different uh, type of overloading here I will say. Like here I have joining without any arguments. Here we have joining with a delimiter, like if you want to have maybe a comma between different elements of your stream, right? And here you have prefix and suffix as well. So there are different flavors of this joining. And for simplicity, I have taken the example of collect with map with help of joining. So we'll see that once that will come into the picture. But for now, let me move ahead and our next operation is after collect is sorted. Sorted as name suggesting it will be used to sort your input data and then you can have a different like with the help of collect once you have an intermediary stream with the help of sorted you can have a new collection where you will have the data sorted as per your requirement. Now if you will not pass any argument in it, it will be performing natural sorting. But if you want to customize, you can pass a comparable into it. Let me show you how. So here we have sorting players for batting averages. So we want to sort the player and the order we want is a descending order, right? So for this we need to if I quickly show you, it is taking a comparator instance here, right? And I have passed two players here, and what it will do, it will just compare the batting averages and will give us the batting average which is maximum for the player. So that player will be coming into the top, and in the end, what we will be having a list where all the players will be sorted as per the condition we have mentioned here, right? Then again with the help of forEach we are printing every player. So this is regarding sorted. And then we have limit. Limit is quite simple. It will take like long argument. You just need to pass a number and it will give you top element from the stream or from your original stream or maybe intermediate stream. So in our case we will have this we have used this sort player, right? You could have used the limit here as well because this is, if I quickly show you, let me have it dot limit. So you can use the limit here as well, right? It will give you the same results which we have in the below piece of code. So what we are doing, we are having the sorted player, we are creating a stream and then we are using limit with it and in the end just collecting it to a list and then printing it. So this example about limit. And then we have map. We have discussed earlier as well. So we want to transform each element one by one to some other form of the element. So as you can already see from the context, it will take a function interface in it, and function interface we have already discussed. It takes a element, convert, transform it into some other form, right, and then return the stream. So here we have this like player names uppercase, so we want to get the name of every player in uppercase one by one. So what we can do, here we have a stream of the player. We are using player dot get name, so it is player, then arrow sign, player dot get name, but we can use method reference as well, so that's why we have player get name here. And then we are using uppercase to convert each of the intermediary stream which will have the name of player. One by one we are converting that into the uppercase, and then we are collecting it, but now with the help of joining. And as we took the example, like we have seen this particular function definition earlier, like it is taking a delimiter, so it will join every element with help of this delimiter comma, right? And then we have reduce operation. Reduce can be, as the name is suggesting, it will reduce your collection, the number of element, into a single element, right? So what we are doing here, a terminal operation which combines the element of a stream into a single result. It takes a binary operator as an argument which specifies how two elements should be combined. Reduce can be used to tasks like finding the maximum or finding the minimum, calculating sum, or performing any other associative operation on the element of the stream. So whatever the customization that you want to give, you can provide that customization, right? Maybe you want to find the average or that kind of thing. So let me quickly go here and show you the usage of reduce. So here my situation is that I want to have the player which have the maximum average. So for this, what we'll do, again a stream and then reduce, and now we have used this binary operation. So if you see the binary operation, what it will do, returns a binary operator which returns the lesser of the two elements according to the specified comparator, right? So, and if you want to, here we can see it represent an operation upon two operands of the same type. In our case, that is two players p1 p2 produces a result of the same type, so it will return you the player as well, but as per the condition that you have mentioned. And this definition we were seeing of this min by, so please ignore this, and this is the real definition which is in our context here. So what I'll quickly do is I'll show you what I have done. So I am getting the average of first player, and I'm just checking if it is greater than the second player average, then we are returning p1. Otherwise, if this average of second player is more, then we are having p2. So in the end, we will have the player after like each, when every element has been gone through this particular condition, uh, we will have the player which is having the maximum average, and then we are getting that player because it will give you an optional, which of course we will discuss in our further videos. But as of now, you can just think like we can use get method. There are other sophisticated method as well to get the data from the optional, but for now we have used the get method, and it will give you the result that you need, like the player with the maximum average. So reduce, as we have seen, it is a terminal operation, and after it we use the get, and then we had the player with the maximum average. So if we run this program, we can see the output of every filter, every stream operation that we have performed. And here you can see the first one is we had the filter situation where we wanted to filter the player who have the average more than 35. All of these players have the average more than 35, right? And then we wanted to sort the players as per their batting averages, and here that's how we have done. Then we wanted to have the top three player as per the batting averages, and here we have the top three players. Then we had the example of map, and we wanted to convert the name into the uppercase with the joining operation of a comma. Here we have done that. Then we wanted to have the maximum batting average, and that's how we get it, right? So for now, these are the 7 operations that we have discussed. Out of them, some are intermediate, some are terminal, and in our future video series, we'll go into the detail of more operations. For now, thank you for joining in, and see you in the next video.